Okay, we're going to continue with other two technical sessions of our MídiaCom lab workshop, so you're all invited to stay if you would like to, okay? So I ask Professors Flavia and Natalia to come here. They are going to chair the next session.
Hi, good afternoon everybody. So let's start our technical session 3, Multimedia and Edge Computing. The first paper will be semi-automatic synchronization of sensory effects in multimedia authoring tools. So Raphael Silva de Abreu will present. We have 15 minutes, then we have 5 minutes for questions.
So good afternoon everybody. I will present my work entitled Semi-Automatic Synchronization of Sensory Effects in Multimedia Authoring Tools. I will give a quick summary of our presentation. I will start with an introduction, challenges of multimedia authoring, talk about how semi-automatic authoring can be enabled using machine learning. I present to you an integration with Chip 2.0, which is an authoring tool, multimedia authoring tool, evaluation and conclusion with future work. So to begin, it's easy to talk after Professor George because it's already given a very good summary of what multimedia is. I just want to present a slide that if you see the human experience as an iceberg, the multimedia content is only the tip of the iceberg. Only enables vision and hearing. But we have a lot more senses that can be enabled with multimedia content, such as smell, taste, pressure, and so on and so forth. So, let's think about the authoring of such multimedia applications. The author of such applications must look the entire video to mark the moments of the sensory effects are to be executed. In this example, the heat effect will happen when the sun appears on the video. So the human author must partake in this arduous task of looking the entire media content to mark the sensory effects. And I bring 3 authoring challenges to such multimedia authoring. The first one is to sync recurring effects. That is, if the author wants to execute vibration and heat effects whenever an explosion occurs, and the author is authoring the new Vin Diesel movie with a lot of explosions, and this movie has 3 hours. Well, the author must pass the entire 3 hours looking at the media, marking the moments. The second is the loss of sync. If some clip is edited as this one or removed, the previous work of the author is partially gone because now it has lost the synchronization with the original media content. And the author must redo the work of synchronizing the effects. The third is the change of effects. Let's say that the user's experience were higher if, along with the vibration and heat effect, also wind effect was applied. So now the author of the multimedia content must mark the entirety of the video along with wind effects, and must redo the work that he or she has done before. So there are several authoring tools that can author multimedia content. Most of them are compatible with the MPEG-V standard, and the MPEG-V standard has an XML description language that can describe sensory effects metadata, and this language has an attribute called author extraction that permits that the sensory effects could be auto-extracted at runtime. And this is important, it's only at runtime. whenever the media is executing. So this can be made by an analysis of pixels or samples of the video. An example is to execute light effects on the border of the television given the border of the pixels in the video. But sensor effects need to be synchronized with more complex elements, such as a beach, wind, rain, heat, explosions, and so on. This will not be annotated only based on pixel data. That is not only looking at the pixels. We need more intelligent systems to do that. So a method of automatic extraction of sensor effects is designed to prevent the rework of multimedia authors. However, how can we identify complex elements such as a beach, explosion, and so on? And however, fully automatic authoring is undesirable because the authoring process is an artistic process. There are some words that indicate that the author itself doesn't like the fully automatic authoring. They want to have fine-tuning. So our proposal is to execute the sensor effects extraction at authoring time, not at runtime, and we can use neural networks for that, along inside authoring tool. So as we know, machine learning is a state-of-the-art in recognizing contents. Most of the neural network architectures return a set of labels to describe the content that is being presented. So with that, we can execute for each frame or each segment of our media, given the response of the neural network. In here we have pine trees, no forest. I only presented the top 3 labels, right? And sun starts to appear in the media. The neural network picks that, returns a set of labels that contain sun. With that, we can convert to the execution of sensory effects. The blue one is the cold effect, and the yellow one is the light effect whenever the sun appears. So our proposal is to create an intelligent component to our authoring tool. We call that Steve ML, or Steve Machine Learning. Steve ML resides inside the Steve authoring tool. The Steve authoring tool was created by Douglas Adolph. It can author multimedia content. The author can place sensory effects in the timeline along with multimedia, with other medias, right? And the best way to show the tool is a demo that I presented. Let's see. So the author imports the media to the Steve 2.0 tool. I selected a media with a lot of action. It was an exterminator. As you will see, there is a lot of stuff happening in the media. In the right, you can see the movie. Right now, it will happen an atomic bomb explosion, and stuff starts going back, right? So our author in your example can click in the auto extract sensory effects, and it marks the sensory effects that it wants to extract from that media. And when it clicks OK, this marking, this selection is sent along with the media to a neural network that returns a set of labels. With this set of labels, we can mark the sensory effects in the tool. As you can see, there is a light effect whenever the explosion will occur. There is also a heat effect, a vibration effect, and so on. So, So this process that I presented is the author requesting the automatic extraction, a neural network responding with labels, and the labels or tags that the neural network responds are associated with sensor effects. I think the thing that we want to show in this paper or presentation is that with SteveML, the neural network doesn't matter so much because the author can select which neural network will be used to perform the recognition. And also, we created a mapping file to map the return of the labels returned by the neural networks to the sensor effects. With that, the author itself can select which labels will be marked as sensor effects in the tool. The author can also choose which sensor effects should be recognized in that pop-up window that I showed at the demo. So let's talk about the challenges that are raised in the First, to see recurring effects. The author selects the desired effects and run the tool to perform the auto extraction. The second part, loss of synchronization. If something was edited, some clip of the video was edited, the author can run again the tool in this desired clips and you return the auto-extracted sensor effects. And third, the change of effects. The author must change the mapping file that I presented before and perform the auto extraction again. The mapping file is this one as JSON. So we made also an evaluation to see if the sensor effects marked by manual annotation were also estimated by a neural network. That is, to see if it was useful to mark the sensor effects in the tool, if this could help the author user. So this evaluation was made in a total of 35 videos from this data set from Marcus et al. And only vibration effects were selected because those were the ones originated from manual annotation. That is annotation made by the authors, human authors. So the neural network used here was Clarify API. I stressed that any network, any neural network can be coupled in SteveML. So in these 35 videos using the Clarify API, the processing, the average hit rate, that is the neural network marked and sensor effect, and the auto marked and sensor effect at that time was 61%. We can see that there are some videos that have 0% and some that have 100%. Also, the processing of this neural network took an average of 8 seconds. The videos ranged from 10 seconds to 15 seconds. So this is an example of one video altered by manual altering on the top and automatic altering right in the network at the bottom. We can see that this video has a 66% hit rate, that is 9 manually annotated sensor effects. 6 of them intersect with the automatic altering. We can see also one important bit, that is, in this part, between 15 seconds and almost 20 seconds, the neural network recognizing only one effect of only one vibration effect. But the author decided to mark 3 vibration effects. This also is important to evidence the work that we are doing here is not to supersede the author, is to engage with them, is to augment the capability of altering sensory effects. So to conclude, we are proposing the semi-automatic altering, that is the altering of sensory effects at altering time, not at runtime. We propose also this integration method in sensory effects altering tools. We could also perform the same integration in Sevino, which is another sensory effects altering tools, or any other. And Silva de Abreu was implemented in Instituto to control of your. So the takeaway message here is that the task of authoring is no longer primarily to the author, but is shared with a recognition service, probably a neural network that has top-notch recognition capabilities. And our evaluation indicates that the solution has a great potential for applicability in multimedia or multimedia also. As filter works, we want to explore the use of bimodal neural networks. In this example, we use it only video. Bimodal neural networks can take as inputs video and audio. Also, we want to perform this semi-automatic authoring in 360 content, not only on the time, but also the direction of the sensory effects. And we want to identify specific attributes of sensory effects, such as aroma type if sunflower is being presented. And also, important step is to perform another evaluation in the Steve 2.0 authoring tool. Thank you.
Thank you. We have time for a couple of questions. I have two questions. First, who has marked the points manually?
Sorry?
Who marked the video points manually?
Manually.
Who did this?
In this.
Yes. Who was the physical author?
The author. Yep. Right. This video came from the data set from Marcus Walter. He marked it himself or employed some students to mark the videos. So I use it as a baseline.
Yes. I was asking this because this is something from art. Okay?
Right.
Maybe the computer could be doing a better job than the students who mark it. Is that possible?
Right, is that possible? In some cases, the author preference can change, right? If you have an author who likes fast vibrations, it puts vibration in the entire media content. And the neural network can only pick the vibration if this is coupled with action, explosion, crash, calamity, or motion. If the neural network is well trained, of course, some mistakes can happen. Only when that labels appear, it will be marked. So maybe a neural network can be a baseline to start marking sensory effects and also recommends some points to be marked as sensory effects.
And the second question was about if you have seen anyone using some kind of reinforcement learning, so that the automatic authoring could learn how the author would like things to be. As you said, someone that like more shaping than the other. So when the next video of this guy comes, you mark more points for him.
That's an excellent idea. I was not thinking about that, but as the work progresses, we can imagine a neural network that is also coupled in the authoring tool that can receive these responses from the author. In the current way of things, this is not possible because there is only an API communication between the tool and the neural network.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you again, Raphael. So